Darkness filled the space beyond the solar system. Stars twinkled quietly, unaware of the coming storm. Suddenly, strange shapes appeared on the radar of Earth's satellites. Huge ships. Millions of them. The humans watching the screens froze. These were not comets. They were not natural objects. They were alive with purpose. They were aliens, and they were coming fast. The news reached every country at the same time. Alarms blared in control rooms. Scientists shouted at each other. Soldiers scrambled to their posts. Panic spread like wildfire. People looked at the skies, hoping it was a mistake. But the screens did not lie. The fleet was real, enormous, and heading straight toward Earth. In the United Nations emergency room, leaders gathered. President Morales of Earth spoke with urgency. "We have never seen anything like this. Our weapons, our entire military, may not be enough. We need a plan, and we need it now." His voice shook, but he tried to hide his fear. Around the room, generals and scientists whispered nervously. Some shook their heads in disbelief. "It's impossible," muttered one general. "No species could build ships this large." But the evidence was clear. The ships moved with precision, like they were following a single mind. Meanwhile, in orbit, the first human fleets scrambled to respond. Small squadrons of fighter ships moved out, but they were dwarfed by the alien armada. A human pilot, Lieutenant Kara Jensen, looked at the radar with wide eyes. "Sir, we are too small," she said. Her voice trembled. "There's no way. We can stop them." Her captain, Commander Briggs, clenched his fists. "Then we fight smarter. We fight faster. That's all we have." Back on Earth, scientists worked day and night. Dr. Liam Chun, a leading physicist, studied the alien ships through telescope data and radar scans. Their technology, "It's beyond anything we know," he said. "Their shields are almost unbreakable. Their engines are faster than light. If they attack, Earth could be gone in hours." He paused, looking at the maps. Unless we can find a weakness." Everyone leaned closer. They all wanted hope, but no one knew if hope was enough. At first contact, small alien probes appeared above Earth's major cities. They floated silently, scanning everything. In New York, a probe hovered above Central Park. People stared. Cameras filmed. Social media exploded. The probe emitted strange lights and then vanished, leaving only fear. Reports came from London, Tokyo, Moscow, everywhere. The aliens were everywhere at once, but not attacking. Yet, their presence alone terrified humanity. Then the first attack came. Satellites exploded in orbit. Communications went down. A massive energy pulse struck. Over Europe, knocking out entire cities. People screamed. Governments declared states of emergency. But it was only the beginning. The fleet was still far, but their reach was deadly. Humanity realized they were outmatched. Fear gripped the hearts of soldiers and civilians alike. Despite the terror, a small hope appeared. Humanity's military council had prepared a secret plan, a fleet of experimental ships designed for extreme combat. These ships were faster, stronger, and armed with weapons no one had tested in real battle. Only 50 ships would be sent, against a fleet numbering thousands. Commander Briggs was chosen to lead. "It's a suicide mission," he said quietly to his crew. "But if we succeed, maybe, just maybe, we can slow them down." The crew nodded, determination in their eyes. Fear was there, but so was courage. As the human fleet launched from orbit, the aliens noticed. On the main bridge of an enormous alien ship, Commander Vrock watched the small human vessels. "They are insignificant," he said in a low, guttural voice. "Destroy them before they learn." His officers agreed, eager to strike. But Vrock paused. Something about humans. He felt a strange sense. They were small, fragile, yet fearless. It was unusual, curious, dangerous curiosity. The first encounter happened near Mars. Human ships moved in formation, weaving through debris fields with incredible speed. The aliens attacked with massive energy blasts, but the human shields absorbed some of the damage. Lieutenant Jensen piloted her ship with perfect precision, dodging fire that would have destroyed a normal vessel. Commander Briggs watched the screens and whispered, "They are faster than we thought. Keep pushing." The battle was terrifying. Human ships were hit. Explosions rocked the formation. Crew members shouted warnings and alerts. Every second mattered, yet, despite being outnumbered, humans managed to disable several alien drones. The aliens were surprised. "Why are they resisting?" Vrak growled. "They should be dead." His confusion was rare. Aliens had never faced species that fought with both brains and courage. Meanwhile, back on Earth, civilians watched news feeds. Families held each other tight. Children cried. Heroes were fighting in space above their heads. Scientists monitored the battle with hope and fear mixed together. Dr. Chun discovered something in alien signals. "They communicate through pulses," he explained. "We might be able to jam them, confuse them. If only the fleet survives long enough to try." Commander Briggs received the message and nodded grimly. Every second counted. As the human fleet retreated to regroup, losses were heavy. Some ships were destroyed. Brave pilots were gone. Yet, the aliens did not pursue immediately. It was as if they underestimated the humans. And that small pause gave humanity a chance. "Commander," Briggs addressed his remaining crew, "we survived the first wave. That is more than we expected. Rest now. Tomorrow we fight smarter. Tomorrow we show them humans are not weak." The alien fleet loomed closer every hour. Earth built defenses, frantically missile shields, orbital cannons, automated drones. Cities were evacuated where possible. Humanity braced for the real attack. Fear and courage mixed in the hearts of billions. The aliens would not stop. They had one goal: domination. But humans had one goal as well: survival. And humans never gave up easily. By the end of the first day, humanity realized something critical. The alien fleet was not just an invasion force, it was a probe, a test. They wanted to measure humanity's strength, intelligence, and courage. Commander Briggs looked at his fleet, battered but alive. "They think we are weak," he said. "Let them watch. They are about to learn the hardest lesson of their lives." And somewhere in the dark reaches of space, alien Commander Vrak studied the humans, growing wary. Something about their small fleet made him uneasy. "Insignificant, maybe," he muttered. "But dangerous? Perhaps." For the first time, the aliens sensed that the humans might not only survive, they might fight back. The first part of the battle ended with humanity still standing, battered but unbroken. People on Earth slept in fear, but with a spark of hope. Humanity had faced the impossible. They had seen the alien fleet. They had felt the fear. But they had not run. And that courage, small as it seemed, would be the first step in a war that would shake the stars. The alien ships continued their slow approach toward Earth. In orbit, scientists worked tirelessly to decode alien signals. Soldiers prepared for endless nights. Families prayed. And in the secret hangars of Earth's military bases, experimental weapons were readied. Humanity was small, but determined. Humanity was alive. Humanity was ready to fight back. And the universe, vast and silent for centuries, had never heard such courage before. The story of the first contact ended not in total destruction, but in tension, a quiet before a storm. Earth had survived the first day, but the alien fleet was coming. And when it arrived, the world would never be the same. Commander Briggs looked at the stars and whispered, "We will show them." Humanity is not to be underestimated. The human fleet drifted through the cold emptiness of space. Only a few dozen ships, small and fragile, compared to the massive alien armada looming in the distance. Every sensor was on high alert. Every crew member knew that one mistake could mean death. Silence filled the bridges, but the tension was thick, almost visible like smoke. Commander Briggs stared at the holographic display of alien ships approaching. "They think we are weak," he said quietly, almost to himself. "They will learn soon enough." Around him, officers nodded, gripping controls tightly. The hum of engines and the blinking of warning lights were the only sounds. The fleet moved carefully, a shadow among shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Lieutenant Kara Jensen tightened her harness. Her ship, small but agile, weaved among debris and asteroids, her eyes scanning the endless darkness. "Sensors show multiple waves approaching," she said, her voice steady despite the fear in her heart. Commander Briggs nodded. "Good. Let them come. They will see why humans are not so easy to crush." Deep inside Earth's secret military bases, scientists worked furiously. Dr. Liam Chen and his team had been preparing a weapon unlike any other. It was small, but deadly. They called it the Quantum Disruptor. Its power was hidden, almost unnoticeable, until it was unleashed. No one had tested it in real battle, but it was humanity's last hope to turn the tide. The first encounter began near the outer edge of Jupiter's orbit. Alien drones appeared first, dozens of them, moving with perfect precision. They scanned the human ships, firing small energy pulses to test shields. One pulse hit a human vessel. Sparks flew across the hull, alarms blared, and the crew ducked instinctively. But the shields held. The pulse had barely made a dent. "Return fire," Commander Briggs ordered. His fleet fired lasers and plasma cannons. Small hits barely scratched. The alien drones. The aliens laughed, or what humans thought was a laugh, a sound transmitted through strange waves. The humans realized quickly, direct attacks were useless. The aliens were far stronger. They needed strategy. Dr. Chun's message came through encrypted channels. "Commander, activate the Quantum Disruptor," his voice said urgently. "Now is the only chance." Briggs took a deep breath. "All ships, follow my mark." We launched the hidden weapon. Across the fleet, ships shifted positions. Humans had trained for this moment for months, though no one knew if it would succeed. The Quantum Disruptor fired. A beam of strange, shimmering light shot through space, striking the alien drones. Immediately the drones froze in place, like puppets with broken strings. Sparks flew from their engines. Pulses stopped. The aliens did not understand what had happened. Commander Vrock watched from the bridge of his massive ship. "What is this? Why are they moving like ghosts?" He growled. The human fleet seized the opportunity. Ships weaved in and out, hitting frozen drones and destroying several with precise strikes. Lieutenant Jensen's hands flew over the controls. Her ship dodged debris and beams, taking out 3 drones with well-aimed missiles. "That's how it's done," she shouted over the comms. Around her, the crew cheered, a spark of hope igniting in the middle of fear. But the alien fleet was not defeated. Commander Vrock's voice echoed through the alien channels. "Adapt the shields. Identify the disruption. Do not let these humans survive." Alien technicians scrambled. Within minutes, some drones began to move again, but slower, confused. Humans knew they had a small window. Every second counted. "Focus fire," Briggs commanded. "Take them down while they are weak." The fleet moved with deadly precision. Human weapons, small but accurate, found weak spots in alien shields. Explosions lit the dark space. One alien drone exploded violently, sending debris spinning. Crew members cheered. For the first time, humanity had a real victory. But victory came at a cost. One human ship, piloted by Lieutenant Marco Silva, was hit by a stray energy blast. "Hull breach!" he screamed. His ship tumbled, sparks flying. Jensen and another ship swooped in to rescue him. Silva's ship stabilized, but the crew was shaken. Commander Briggs saw it on the monitors. "This is war," he said quietly. "We win some, we lose some." Meanwhile on Earth, people watched the news feeds anxiously. The first images of human ships fighting the aliens appeared on screens worldwide. Families held each other tight. Children stared in fear and awe. Humanity was witnessing something unprecedented. The aliens were not invincible. Humans had struck back. The alien fleet grew cautious. Commander Vrock was furious but also curious. These humans, they are not like any other species we have met. Weak, yes, but fearless, clever too. We must adapt. We must destroy them before they learn more. Alien scientists and engineers worked frantically to understand the quantum disruptor. But humans had only begun to reveal their power. As the battle continued, humans realized the aliens had patterns in their attacks. Briggs studied the movements. "They always strike in waves," he explained to his officers. "We can use that. Lure them into traps, use asteroids, use narrow spaces. Their size is their weakness. They cannot maneuver like us." The officers nodded. The humans had found the first advantage. Days passed in space. Skirmishes erupted across the asteroid fields and near Jupiter's moons. Each engagement tested human courage and skill. Ships were damaged and crews exhausted. Yet every victory, no matter how small, brought hope. Humanity was learning, adapting. The aliens were powerful, but humans were relentless. In one daring mission, Jensen and Silva led a small squadron into a dense asteroid belt. The aliens pursued, firing massive energy beams. Humans dodged through narrow gaps, weaving like dancers in the dark. Jensen fired missiles that ricocheted off asteroids, striking alien drones. Explosions lit the void. Alien ships crashed into rocks or each other. The humans had turned the environment itself into a weapon. Back on the alien mothership, Vrock's frustration grew. These humans, they fight with courage, with brains. They are unpredictable. This is dangerous. He called a council of alien leaders. "We must reconsider. Perhaps annihilation is necessary sooner than we thought. Their hidden weapon, it is powerful, too powerful to ignore." Meanwhile, the human fleet celebrated a small victory. Ships regrouped, shields repaired, and crew rested. Commander Briggs addressed his fleet overcomes. "Today we showed them. Humans are not easy to crush. Our strength is not in numbers. Our strength is in courage, strategy, and our hidden weapons. Remember this. Tomorrow we fight again. And we will fight smarter." Back on Earth, Dr. Chun reviewed the alien signals. "They are trying to understand us," he said to his team. "They fear our weapons, yes, but also our minds. Humans are clever. Humans adapt. This gives us an advantage." His assistant nodded. "Then we must prepare more weapons. Faster, smarter, stronger." As night fell on Earth, citizens looked at the skies, wondering what awaited them. They knew the aliens were coming. The fleet was huge. The threat was enormous. Yet for the first time, hope glimmered. Humans had a hidden weapon, a spark that could ignite a fire in the darkness. And in space, the aliens realized they had underestimated humanity. Commander Briggs watched the stars, thinking of the next battle. "They think we are weak," he said softly. "They think we cannot fight back, but they will learn. Humanity has hidden strength, and they are about to see it." His crew prepared for another day of battle. The human fleet was small, but it was alive. It was clever. It was determined. And it had a secret weapon that could change everything. First human victory against the aliens was small but significant. It proved that courage, intelligence, and clever tactics could turn the tide, even against overwhelming force. And the quantum disruptor was only the beginning. The aliens were powerful, but humans were unpredictable. They would strike again, smarter, faster, and with deadly precision. And somewhere deep in the alien armada, Commander Vrock realized the danger was real. "We have underestimated them," he said, a rare hint of fear in his voice. "They are small, they are fragile, but they are dangerous. We must be careful." The second part of humanity's fight ended with victory and loss intertwined. Ships had fallen, crews had been injured, but humanity had survived. They had proven that even a small fleet, armed with intelligence, courage, and a hidden weapon, could challenge the universe's mightiest foes. And the war was just beginning. The humans had a secret. They had courage, they had brains, and they had a weapon the aliens could not fully understand. The coming battles would be harder, deadlier, and more dangerous. But humanity had taken the first step, and the universe would soon learn that humans were not to be underestimated. Darkness stretched endlessly in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Jagged rocks floated silently in the void, drifting like ghosts in space. But tonight, the belt was alive with danger. The human fleet moved cautiously, small ships weaving between massive asteroids. Every creak of metal, every alarm, reminded the crew that death could come at any moment. Commander Briggs stood on the bridge of the lead ship, his eyes scanning the holographic map. "This is our trap," he said firmly. "The aliens are strong. They have numbers, they have firepower. But they cannot move like us here. The asteroid belt is our advantage." Officers nodded, gripping controls. The crew knew this mission was risky. One mistake and the entire fleet could be destroyed. Lieutenant Kara Jensen piloted her ship through a narrow gap between two massive asteroids. Her hands moved like lightning over the controls. Sensors detect multiple alien ships closing in. She reported, "They're moving faster than expected." Briggs nodded. "Stay focused. Wait for my signal. Then we strike." The aliens appeared suddenly, like shadows emerging from the darkness. Hundreds of ships, sleek and menacing, maneuvered clumsily around the asteroids. Their massive size, so powerful in open space, became a liability here. Lasers fired, sparks flew, and several ships collided with asteroids. Briggs' eyes lit with grim satisfaction. "Perfect. Just as we planned. Let's make them pay." Human. Ships darted in and out, using the asteroids as shields. They fired small, precise missiles, striking alien ships where their shields were weakest. Explosions erupted, lighting the dark void with deadly brilliance. Jensen's ship dodged a blast that would have destroyed a normal vessel. "Missed me," she shouted, adrenaline coursing through her veins. Meanwhile, on the alien mothership, Commander Vrock's eyes widened in disbelief. "How can they move like that?" he growled. "Their ships are tiny, fragile, yet they evade perfectly. This is unnatural." Alien engineers scrambled to adjust weapons, but the human fleet's strategy was flawless. Every move had been calculated. Every asteroid used as a shield or weapon. The first real collision came when a human ship, piloted by Lieutenant Marco Silva, narrowly avoided a spinning asteroid. Sparks flew from the hull as it scraped against the rock. "Hull integrity at 70%, Silva yelled. He maneuvered desperately, his heart pounding. Nearby, Jensen fired a missile that ricocheted off another asteroid, hitting an alien ship. Explosion. One down. Crew cheered. The humans were fighting with everything they had. Briggs took the bridge microphone. "All ships, converge at Point Delta. Lure them into the central cluster. Then unleash the disruptor wave." The crew followed orders with precision. Humans had trained for this. They knew the belt like their own hands. The aliens, despite their power, were being manipulated like pawns in a game they could not understand. Alien fire rained down. Energy beams tore through the void, hitting asteroids and bouncing unpredictably. One beam struck a massive rock, sending debris flying. Jensen's ship flipped to avoid it. "We're surrounded," she warned. "They're attacking from all sides." Briggs' voice was calm, but firm. "Good. That means they're trapped. Stay focused. Wait for the signal." In the shadows of the belt, Dr. Liam Chun's team on Earth monitored the battle. "They're following our instructions perfectly," he said. "The disruptor coordinates are ready. Once triggered, it should disable a large portion of the alien fleet. But timing is critical. One wrong second, and it's over." Scientists held their breath, watching the holographic feeds. Humanity's fate hung by a thread. The signal came. Briggs nodded to his officers. Now, the fleet activated the quantum disruptor. A shimmering wave of energy spread outward, striking alien ships. Engines stuttered. Shields flickered. Many drones froze in place, unable to respond. Chaos erupted among the aliens. Vrak shouted orders, but confusion spread like wildfire. His perfect fleet was suddenly vulnerable. Jensen weaved through explosions, her ship twisting and spinning. Missiles fired from her ship, striking immobilized alien drones. Silva's ship followed, picking off targets with deadly precision. The asteroid belt became a battlefield of light and fire. Massive rocks tumbled, colliding with enemy ships. Humans used everything, their skills, the environment, and their hidden weapon. But victory came with cost. One human ship, piloted by Lieutenant Rena Torres, was hit by a stray beam. "Hull breach, engines failing," Torres screamed. Her ship tumbled, spinning uncontrollably. Jensen and Silva acted quickly, swooping in to push her ship into a safe. Gap, sparks flew, alarms blared, but Torres' crew survived. Briggs watched the feed silently, feeling both pride and sorrow. Every victory had a price. In the chaos, one massive alien cruiser crashed into an asteroid. Its shields were strong, but the collision tore through the hull. Explosions spread across its surface, sending fragments flying. Crew members cheered. Across the human fleet, "We did it!" Jensen shouted over comms, but Briggs warned, "Stay alert. This is only the beginning." Commander Vrak's frustration boiled over. "These humans, they are not simple creatures. They are clever. They use the environment. They fight with precision. This is unacceptable." He ordered a retreat, but the humans were relentless. The asteroid belt had become their weapon. Human pilots struck from all sides, hitting frozen or confused alien ships. One by one, the alien drones fell. Dr. Chun on Earth monitored alien signals. "They are adapting," he said urgently. "They are trying to understand the disruptor. We must prepare the next wave." His assistant nodded. "We can't give them a chance. Humanity must strike again before they recover." The team worked frantically, sending instructions to Briggs' fleet. Timing was everything. As the battle raged, humans learned the aliens' weakness. Their size made them slow and clumsy in tight spaces. Every asteroid became a shield and a weapon. Every move had to be precise. The human fleet moved like a single organism, agile and deadly. Vrak realized with growing fear that humans had turned the battlefield into an advantage no alien could match. Hours passed. Explosions lit the belt like fireworks, but the human fleet remained intact. Ships were damaged, but crews fought tirelessly. Commander Briggs addressed his fleet. "We are stronger than they expect. We are faster. We are smarter. Every second we survive, we learn. Every move we make, they cannot predict." His officers nodded. Humans had the courage and the brains to survive even the deadliest fight. In a daring maneuver, Jensen led a squadron through a narrow gap between two massive asteroids. Alien ships followed, but miscalculated. One collided with an asteroid and exploded. Another hit the debris of a destroyed ship. Jensen's squadron fired relentlessly, taking out several immobilized drones. The battle was turning. The humans were proving that size and numbers were not everything. Back on Earth, scientists and civilians watched in awe. Humanity's small fleet was fighting giants. They were outnumbered and outgunned, but they adapted, they fought, they survived. The world felt a spark of pride and hope. Humans had discovered a truth that even the aliens did not fully understand. Courage, skill, and strategy could overcome overwhelming force. As the asteroid belt battle drew to an end, the human fleet regrouped. Ships were damaged, crews exhausted, but the enemy had been slowed. Many alien drones were destroyed. Others were immobilized or scattered. Commander Briggs looked at the stars, thinking of the next challenge. "We have won this battle," he said. "But the war has just begun. The aliens will adapt. We must be ready." Lieutenant Jensen floated near her damaged ship, checking systems. "We survived," she said quietly. "But barely." Silva nodded. "We will fight again. And next time, we will be even stronger." Across the fleet, determination burned bright. Humanity had learned the first great lesson of war. Cleverness and courage could level the playing field, even against the most powerful enemy in the galaxy. Commander Vrak watched from his bridge, silent and furious. The asteroid belt had shown him the humans' potential. "They are not weak," he admitted quietly. "They are dangerous. They think small, but fight smart. We cannot underestimate them. Ever." His officers trembled, realizing the war ahead would not be easy. The first major battle in the asteroid belt ended with humans victorious, but not unscathed. Ships needed repair, crews needed rest, and strategies needed refinement. Yet hope grew. Humanity had survived. Humanity had fought giants and lived. And the universe, vast and dark, had seen that even a small fleet of determined humans could challenge the mightiest forces among the stars. Commander Briggs looked at his crew one last time before heading to the next mission. "The aliens will learn," he said. "They will learn that humans do not give up. They fight, they adapt, and they survive. Always." The battle in the asteroid belt had ended, but the war was far from over. Humans had survived the impossible. They had won against overwhelming odds, and they had proven a simple truth. Courage, intelligence, and strategy could defeat even the deadliest enemy. The human fleet had survived the asteroid belt. Ships were battered, crews exhausted, yet spirits remained high. Commander Briggs looked at the remaining alien drones on the holographic map. Many had retreated, others immobilized. Humanity had won a major victory, but the battle was far from over. The aliens were learning, adapting, and preparing for something more dangerous. Briggs addressed his officers. "We've shown them humans are not weak, but we must learn more about them. If we know their plans, we can strike faster, smarter, and survive longer." Lieutenant Kara Jensen nodded. "Sir, we can capture one of their ships. A small vessel. It might give us answers." Briggs considered it. "Do it, but be careful. One wrong move and it could destroy the fleet." In the cold darkness near Saturn's orbit, a small human squadron pursued a drifting alien scout ship. The vessel had been damaged in the asteroid battle, engines sputtering. Human fighters closed in silently, using stealth maneuvers to avoid detection. Jensen piloted her ship like a shadow, weaving through asteroid debris. "We're in position," she whispered over comms. "Ready to board." The boarding team, led by Lieutenant Marco Silva and Lieutenant Rena Torres, prepared. Their suits were heavy, reinforced for alien environments. Weapons were primed, communication devices were secured. Every step of this mission was critical. They approached the alien scout, docking with precision. The outer hatch opened with a hiss, and the team entered cautiously. Inside, the ship was unlike anything humans had seen. Smooth, metallic walls pulsed with strange light. Symbols glowed softly on panels, communicating in ways humans could barely interpret. Every step echoed. The crew moved in silence, aware that one mistake could trigger the ship's defenses. Torres scanned the corridors. "It's too quiet," she whispered. "Too perfect." Suddenly, a chamber appeared, glowing with blue light. Inside were alien terminals and consoles. Silva approached one, scanning for access points. "We can learn from this," he said. "Maybe even turn their tech against them." Jensen nodded. "Focus on communications. If we understand how they talk, we can anticipate attacks." As they worked, they discovered recordings, messages, logs, and data files. The aliens had been observing humans for decades. Their scans detailed everything: human military strategy, cultural patterns, even individual leaders' decisions. The team read with awe. The aliens had underestimated humanity, but now humans had a chance to understand them. One file caught Briggs' attention. It described the aliens' true objective. They were not merely invading. They had been searching for a powerful energy source located near Earth, something that could fuel their warships indefinitely. "They want more than territory," Briggs said quietly. "They want control of resources we didn't even know existed." Jensen shivered. "That makes them more dangerous than we thought." The team also discovered weaknesses. Alien shields were powerful, but their energy cores were centralized. Disrupt that, and their ships became vulnerable. Their communication relied on pulses transmitted across vast distances. Jamming or confusing those signals could cripple their coordination. Every detail was a piece of the puzzle. Humanity had the advantage, but only if they used it wisely. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Dr. Liam Chun monitored data sent from the captured ship. "This is incredible," he said. "We have insight into alien technology. We can reverse engineer parts of it, maybe even use it against them." His team worked tirelessly, analyzing every transmission. "But we must be careful. They may detect our interference. If they do, Earth could be at risk." Back in space, the boarding team continued to explore the scout ship. Silva and Torres found alien maps marking key fleet positions and resource locations. They planned coordinated attacks across multiple systems, Torres noted. "If we can anticipate their moves, we can defend Earth and strike first." Jensen studied a holographic map. "This is bigger than we imagined. Their fleet is massive, but it moves like a single organism. We need to disrupt that control." Suddenly, the ship's alarms blared. "Intruders detected," a mechanical voice intoned. Jensen quickly signaled, "Fall back, abort mission." The team raced back to the docking bay. Missiles fired outside. Alien reinforcements had arrived sooner than expected. Torres grabbed Silva, and they launched back into space. Human fighters covered their escape, weaving through laser fire and debris. The escape was tense. Every second counted. Jensen's piloting was flawless. The boarding team barely made it back to their own ship. Sparks flew, hull creaked, alarms blared. They regrouped with the main fleet, hearts racing, but triumphant. "We did it," Briggs said quietly. "We got the information." That was the most important mission yet. As the human fleet analyzed the captured data, new strategies formed. They could anticipate alien attacks. They could exploit weaknesses, but the aliens were also learning. Commander Vrock, furious at the loss of the scout ship, summoned his generals. "Humans are clever," he said. "They are not simple prey. They are dangerous. They have seen our secrets. We must adapt quickly. They cannot know the full power of our fleet, or we will destroy them." The human fleet, meanwhile, prepared for the next engagement. Using alien maps and communication data, they plotted courses through asteroid fields and planetary shadows. Small strike teams would hit key targets, disrupting coordination. Jensen checked her ship. Silva adjusted weapons. Torres calculated new maneuvers. Everyone knew that the coming battles would be deadlier than before. In the darkness of space, the first signs of fear appeared among the aliens. For the first time, humans had the upper hand in knowledge. Their hidden weapon was no longer just technology, it was intelligence, strategy, understanding, and humans used it well. On Earth, civilians waited anxiously for updates. News channels broadcasted images of human ships returning from the scout mission. People cheered. Scientists shared discoveries about alien technology. Families held each other tight. Humanity had faced the impossible and survived. The spark of hope burned brighter than ever. But there was a warning. The captured data showed the aliens' true leaders, ancient beings of immense power. They had fought and conquered many species. Humans were small, but the aliens respected intelligence and courage. If we fight cleverly, Dr. Chun said, we may survive. But we must never underestimate them. As night fell on the human fleet, Commander Briggs addressed his crew. We have seen their secrets. We know more about them than they know about us, but do not let arrogance blind you. This war is far from over. Every day, every move, every decision matters. We fight not just for survival, but for the future of humanity. His officers nodded. Determination burned in their eyes. They had the knowledge, the courage, and the strategy. They were ready. Lieutenant Jensen floated in her ship, staring at the stars. We're not just fighting for Earth anymore, she thought. We're fighting for the universe to know that humans are not weak. We are clever. We adapt. We survive. Silva checked his weapons. Torres calculated new trajectories. Every crew member knew the coming battles would be harder, but they had seen a glimpse of hope. The aliens, meanwhile, struggled to adapt. Vrock's officers argued over strategy. The humans had captured a ship, learned their plans, and escaped. It was humiliating, but terrifyingly effective. The aliens realized that humans were unpredictable, intelligent, and dangerous. Every misstep could cost them dearly. Commander Briggs convened a strategy meeting. Using alien maps and communications, they planned the next strike, a coordinated assault on supply lines and key command points. We have knowledge they do not expect, Briggs said. We will hit them where it hurts, and we will do it smartly. They will never see it coming. As the fleet prepared, the human crew repaired ships, recalibrated weapons, and rested briefly. Every member knew that the next battle could change everything. Yet, for the first time, hope outweighed fear. Humanity had learned. Humanity had adapted. And the aliens had begun to see humans in a way they had never imagined. Not weak, not simple, but dangerous, clever, and fearless. The darkness of space held secrets. The alien fleet moved closer to Earth, unaware that humans now knew their weaknesses. The next encounter would be decisive. The humans had courage, technology, and knowledge, their hidden weapon revealed. The aliens had power, numbers, and experience, but underestimated the one thing that could turn the tide: the intelligence and bravery of a small, determined human fleet. As Commander Briggs looked at the stars, he whispered, "They think they control the galaxy. But they do not control us, and they will learn. Humans fight back, always." And somewhere, deep in the alien armada, Commander Vrock knew the humans were no longer mere prey. They had discovered secrets. They had learned. And now the next battle would be the deadliest yet. The human fleet approached the heart of alien space. Beyond the asteroid belts and hidden wormholes, the alien capital loomed, a massive city in orbit around a dead planet. Towers of metal and energy pulses stretched into the darkness. Ships patrolled its perimeter like sentinels. Commander Briggs gazed at the sight, his jaw tight. "This is it," he said quietly. "The moment we've trained for. The moment that will decide everything." Lieutenant Kara Jensen checked her ship's systems. "Shields at full, weapons ready," she said. "All crews are prepared for immediate engagement." Commander Briggs nodded. "Good. We move as one." Every ship must hit precise points or the operation fails. We have the knowledge. We have the weapons, and we have courage. Around him, officers exchanged determined glances. Humanity was small, but their will was strong. Dr. Liam Chen monitored the alien communications from Earth. "Commander Briggs," he said urgently over the secure channel, "we've decoded their main control network. If you can strike the core at once, the fleet's command will collapse." Briggs' eyes narrowed. "Then that's our goal. We disable the capital's control, and the rest becomes chaos." The fleet moved silently, using asteroid fields and shadows from nearby moons as cover. Alien patrols scanned relentlessly, but human tactics were precise. Yenzin led the vanguard, dodging energy beams and surveillance drones with perfect timing. "They're alert," she warned, "but we're faster." Suddenly, alarms blared across the human fleet. Alien defense drones, larger and faster than any encountered before, appeared from behind the capital's outer ring. Lasers cut through the void. Commander Briggs barked orders. "Divide and flank, use the asteroids, avoid direct paths. Hit the weak points." Human ships scattered, weaving through narrow gaps and twisting in the shadows. Lieutenant Silva piloted a small fighter close to a massive alien turret. "Targeting weak point," he muttered. Missiles fired, striking the turret's shield junction. Sparks erupted, and the turret collapsed into space. Yenzin saw the opening. "All ships, concentrate fire here." Humans fired with precision. Alien shields faltered, and the first breach was made. Inside the capital, Commander Vrek watched the attacks. "They've come this far?" he growled. "Impossible. They are small, fragile, yet fearless." Alien officers scrambled, adjusting shields and counterattacks, but chaos spread. Human ships moved unpredictably, using knowledge gained from captured scout vessels. Every strike was calculated, every maneuver deadly. The quantum disruptor was ready. Briggs activated it. A shimmering wave of energy rippled across the capital's outer defenses, disabling drones and scrambling shields. Explosions lit the darkness. Alien ships tumbled, some colliding with the capital itself. Yenzin's squadron struck immediately, targeting immobilized vessels. "We're unstoppable now," she shouted, adrenaline surging. But the capital's inner defenses were formidable. Energy walls, automatic turrets, and massive cannons responded. One energy beam tore through Silva's squadron, destroying a ship. Sparks flew, alarms blared, and human crews screamed. Briggs gritted his teeth. "Maintain formation. Focus fire on the command hub." They could not falter now. Failure meant extinction. Inside the capital's core, alien engineers worked frantically. "The humans are stronger than expected," one officer said. "They are destroying our drones, bypassing defenses, and using our weaknesses against us." Commander Vrok bellowed, "Crush them! Do not let them reach the hub. Every ship, every weapon, fire." Human ingenuity shone brightest. Yenzin led a daring maneuver, flying through narrow corridors of debris. Missiles ricocheted off asteroids, hitting alien vessels in blind spots. Silva's team coordinated strikes from multiple angles, creating confusion. The alien fleet, despite its size, struggled to adapt. Briggs smiled grimly. "Exactly as we planned. Keep the pressure." Inside the capital, humans found the approach to the core heavily defended. Automated energy walls pulsed with deadly force. Torres piloted her ship through narrow gaps, analyzing the timing of the pulses. "One misstep and it's over," she warned. Yenzin calculated a new path. "Follow me exactly. We can make it." Ships twisted and turned, barely avoiding destruction. The tension was suffocating. Suddenly, alien reinforcements appeared from hidden bays within the capital. Massive cruisers fired volleys of energy. Human ships were hit. Explosions rocked the fleet. Briggs barked orders. "Split formation." Focus on mobility. We strike the hub at once. Pilots obeyed, hearts pounding. Fear was present, but courage burned brighter. The hub was in sight. A massive energy core pulsed with alien power, surrounded by shields and automated defenses. Briggs assessed. Quantum disruptor will only work if fired now. Jensen, Silva, Torres, coordinate with me. We fire together or it fails. The squadron. Aligned perfectly. Every ship locked weapons, every target designated. Fire! Briggs shouted. Energy beams and missiles struck simultaneously. The quantum disruptor pulse hit the core. Shields faltered, energy surged violently, and alarms screamed. The core exploded in a blinding flash, sending shockwaves through the capital. Drones and ships tumbled, systems failed, and the alien fleet fell into chaos. Vrak's voice roared. In disbelief. No, impossible. How could a small fleet do this? His officers tried to regain control, but the hub's destruction had crippled command. Ships floundered, colliding with each other or drifting helplessly. Humanity's strategy. And courage had prevailed. Human ships pressed the advantage. Fighters and small squadrons disabled key defenses, clearing the path to the capital's core. Jensen piloted through explosions and debris, narrowly avoiding death multiple times. Silva fired relentlessly at immobilized vessels. Torres calculated every trajectory, ensuring maximum damage with minimal risk. The aliens were falling apart. As the dust settled, the human fleet gathered outside the ruined capital. Sparks and smoke filled the void. Many ships were damaged, some lost, but the enemy was crippled. Briggs looked at his officers. We've won a decisive battle. The capital is crippled, the fleet scattered. But the war is not over. The aliens will regroup. They will strike back harder. Back on Earth, civilians watched live feeds of the victory. Cheers erupted worldwide. Humanity had done the impossible. A small fleet had penetrated the heart of alien space, destroyed their command hub, and survived. Scientists studied alien technology left behind, planning new weapons and defenses. Families celebrated, yet knew the danger was far from over. Commander Vrak, humiliated and furious, addressed his surviving forces. Humans, they are not weak. They are clever, fearless, and dangerous. Every step we take, we must anticipate them. The war is far from over, but we will strike back. Harder, faster, and with total force. His officers nodded, knowing the next battle would be deadly. Human crews tended to the wounded, repaired ships, and analyzed alien data. The victory at the capital was more than strategic, it was psychological. Humans had proven they could challenge the impossible. They had fought giants and survived. The spark of hope burned brighter than ever. Briggs addressed his crew, his voice calm but resolute. This victory proves one thing. Courage, strategy, and unity can overcome even the greatest odds, but we cannot rest. The aliens are adaptive. They are dangerous. And the next fight will test us more than ever. Officers nodded, understanding the gravity of their responsibility. Jensen stared at the stars, thinking of the journey ahead. We faced death and won, she said quietly. But the universe still holds dangers we cannot yet imagine. Silva tightened his grip on the controls. Then we fight smarter. We fight faster. We fight together. Torres calculated repair times and weapon calibrations, already preparing for the next battle. The human fleet regrouped, battered but undefeated. Ships glowed with repaired shields, weapons recalibrated, crews alert. The alien capital was crippled, their fleet scattered, and their command structure in chaos. Humanity had proven that intelligence, courage, and precision could defeat even the most overwhelming forces. But deep in the shadows of space, Vrak plotted. The humans had won a battle, but the war was far from over. The alien empire was vast, relentless, and capable of unimaginable retaliation. Commander Briggs and his fleet knew one thing: victory had come at a cost. But the courage and strategy of humans had changed the war forever. And as the stars shimmered in silent witness, humanity prepared for the battles to come. They had survived the siege of the alien capital. They had struck fear into their oppressors, and they were ready to fight until the end of the universe itself. The alien capital lay in ruins, its massive towers shattered and its fleet scattered across the void. Sparks and debris drifted silently through the darkness, remnants of humanity's greatest victory. Yet Commander Briggs knew the war was far from over. The aliens were still dangerous, adaptive, and vengeful. One mistake could mean the end of the human fleet and the extinction of Earth. "Commander," Lieutenant Kara Jensen said, her voice tight with tension, "we have detected new movements. Alien reinforcements are forming near the edge of the solar system. They are larger, more organized than anything we faced before." Briggs studied the holographic map. "They underestimated us before, but now they know humans are dangerous. This is their final push. Prepare the fleet. We strike first, and we strike hard." Across the human fleet, every crew member prepared for the decisive battle. Ships were repaired, shields recalibrated, and weapons upgraded using technology scavenged from the destroyed alien capital. Dr. Liam Chun monitored alien signals from Earth. "This is it," he said to his team. "They're concentrating all remaining forces. If we survive this, we end the war. If we fail, humanity is finished." The fleet moved in silence toward the reinforcements. Every ship followed strict formation, moving through the dark void with deadly precision. Jensen led the vanguard, small and agile ships weaving through asteroid fields to avoid detection. Commander Briggs and his officers coordinated attacks, planning to hit alien ships before they could organize. "Speed and accuracy are our allies," Briggs said. "Every strike must count." Suddenly the enemy appeared. Hundreds of massive alien ships, faster and stronger than any previously encountered, emerged from behind a gas giant. Energy beams cut through space, illuminating the human fleet with deadly light. The aliens had learned from past mistakes. They moved with coordination, using overwhelming force to crush humanity. Briggs' jaw tightened. "Engage. Focus on the weak points." Quantum disruptor ready. Human ships fired in unison. Lasers, missiles, and disruptor pulses struck alien vessels, creating chaos. Jensen's squadron darted through gaps in enemy fire, hitting engines and weapon arrays. Sparks and explosions filled the void. Humanity fought with everything they had learned. Lieutenant Marco Silva piloted his fighter through a barrage of beams. "They're everywhere," he shouted, dodging explosions. "Too many." Torres calculated trajectories. "Not if we hit the command ships first. That's their nerve center. Destroy it, and the rest falters." Briggs nodded. "Then that's our target." Jensen, Silva, Torres hit the core fleet. "The rest of us support. Move now." The battle escalated into chaos. Alien ships fired relentlessly, but humans moved unpredictably, striking from angles the aliens could not anticipate. Every squadron had a specific role. Human ingenuity and knowledge from captured alien data gave them an advantage. Even the largest cruisers struggled to track the small, agile fighters. Jensen led the assault on the alien command ship. Massive shields pulsed, energy beams slicing through space around her. She fired precision missiles, targeting weak points revealed by earlier intelligence. Explosions rocked the alien vessel, shields faltered. Crew inside panicked. Silva and Torres joined, striking in coordinated attacks. The alien command ship was under siege. On Earth, Dr. Chun monitored every transmission. "They're doing it," he said with awe. "The humans are using strategy, intelligence, and every advantage. If they succeed, this ends the war. Engineers adjusted disruptor outputs remotely, amplifying the human weapons. Humanity's secret weapon, combined with courage and planning, was about to deliver a final blow. Inside the alien command ship, Commander Vrock's fury reached its peak. "They cannot succeed," he roared. "Destroy them all." Alien officers scrambled to coordinate defenses, but the humans anticipated every move. The captured scout ship data had been invaluable. Vrock's fleet faltered, ships colliding, engines failing, and systems overloading. Yenzin maneuvered through a narrow gap, dodging beams and debris. She fired disruptor pulses directly into the alien core. The energy surged violently. Shields failed. Explosions rocked the command ship. Silva's squadron struck at the engines, rendering it immobile. Torres coordinated final strikes at weapon arrays. Humanity was relentless. Briggs directed the fleet, striking key targets with deadly precision. Human ships moved like a single organism, coordinated, fearless, and deadly. Alien reinforcements attempted to counterattack, but chaos reigned. Communications were jammed, shields were down, and the command structure had collapsed. Humanity had turned the tide completely. The alien capital, the fleets, and the core command ships erupted in massive explosions. Sparks and debris filled the void. Ships collided and tumbled into the darkness. Human pilots dodged and struck, relentless in their assault. Yenzin's squadron took down several massive cruisers in daring maneuvers. Silva fired missile after missile, crippling enemy vessels. Torres calculated each strike with perfect precision. Inside the remnants of the alien command ship, Vrock realized defeat. His massive fleet had been crippled, scattered, and demoralized. Impossible. How could small, fragile humans destroy everything? His officers had abandoned him, fleeing or destroyed. The alien empire's mightiest power had been shattered. By courage, intelligence, and strategy. Briggs watched the destruction unfold. "It is over," he said quietly. "The aliens have been defeated. Their fleet destroyed, their command structure collapsed. Humanity survives, and victory is ours." The crew cheered, exhausted but exhilarated. They had survived the final confrontation against the most powerful enemy in the galaxy. Back on Earth, people erupted in celebration. Families hugged, children cried with joy, and scientists analyzed alien technology left behind. Humanity had not only survived, they had proven they could fight, adapt, and triumph against impossible odds. The war was won, and the galaxy had witnessed the rise of human courage. Dr. Chen addressed the world. "Today, humanity has shown that intelligence, strategy, and courage are greater than size, power, or fear. We fought giants, and we survived. We proved that the human spirit is undefeatable." People cheered. Humanity had become a force respected and feared throughout the stars. Despite the victory, Briggs knew caution was still necessary. The alien empire, though shattered, had left remnants scattered across space. New threats could emerge. "We celebrate today," he said to his officers, "but tomorrow we remain vigilant. We are human, we adapt, we survive, always." Yenzin, Silva, and Torres floated in space, watching the remnants of the alien fleet drift into darkness. "We did it," Yenzin whispered. "We actually did it." Silva nodded. "Yes, but the universe is vast. There are more dangers out there. We must be ready." Torres adjusted weapons systems, already preparing for unknown threats. Commander Briggs addressed his fleet one final time. "You have fought bravely, intelligently, and fearlessly. Humanity survives, not because of numbers or technology alone, but because of courage and unity. Let this be known across the stars. Humans are not weak. Humans are unstoppable." The fleet, battered but undefeated, returned to Earth's orbit. Explosions and fires marked the remnants of alien attacks, but humanity had endured. Pilots and crew were hailed as heroes. Scientists and engineers were celebrated. Civilians rejoiced. Humanity had survived its darkest hour and emerged victorious. Deep in space, the surviving alien forces regrouped, but the memory of the human fleet's cunning and courage spread fear. The name of Commander Briggs, Lieutenant Jensen Silva, Torres, and the fleet itself became legend. No species would underestimate humanity again. As Earth's sun rose over the horizon, humanity looked to the stars, aware of the dangers that still lurked, but proud of what had been achieved. Humans had fought the impossible, adapted, and survived. The galaxy had learned a simple truth: never underestimate the courage, intelligence, and unity of humanity. And somewhere in the vast darkness, aliens whispered in fear. The humans had won. The small, fragile species had conquered the mightiest armada in the galaxy. The war was over, and humanity had proven itself as the true power among the stars.